back out here on the flats down in the interior, and we're trying to get up on some moose. Today's been unseasonably warm. It's right now, I think it's plus 10, plus 11 degrees Fahrenheit. And I saw some moose way out in the distance, so I figured, why not trudge through some of the snow and go see if they're willing to put up with us for a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Really doesn't get too much better than this, you know? Just go down to the flats and it's not windy, it's not cold. The sun's starting to go behind the Alaska range, giving us that nice golden hour. Snow's still a little deep, as you can see. Oh, this is what you get for not bringing skis or snowshoes. It's like hunting moose on hard mode. Anyways, counted 11 moose out there right now, and they're just grazing, hanging out right there on the flats. So I'll catch my breath and then we'll trudge on back out there again. So right now there's this cow, female cow moose that I'm kind of honing in on. It looks like she's sitting down and chewing her food, maybe drinking some snow, chewing it up, drinking it. We're gonna see if we can close with her and sit with her for a while, and she'll put up with it. The issue is this is the first warm day we've had, so it's kind of the first day these moose have had to just hang out, you know, not have to so much worry about you know, dying. So whole point of this is to not make her life any harder than it needs to be by pressuring her. It's gonna take our time, kind of gauge how she's feeling as we get closer. Oh, she's putting her ears back right now, which is a tell that she's a little uncomfortable. So we're gonna sit here for a minute, let her relax, and then see how she reacts to us getting a little closer. Oh yeah, she's sitting in this beautiful golden light right now and chewing on some food. She really's not showing too much of an issue with me sitting here probably 20 or 30 yards from her. Yeah, she's just hanging out. She's watching me a little bit. More concerned about eating her food though, really. Let's get a couple shots of her. Let me show you this. But while we're sitting here, I might as well give a little pro tip. It's kind of self-explanatory when you're approaching animals, not to walk straight towards them like a predator would, or like something that was trying to harm them. You know, like a wolf or a bear in some instances would walk beeline straight at these moose. So they're pretty accustomed to that rate of closure when it's coming straight at them. The hackles on the back of their neck stand up, their ears pinned down, and it's a clear warning sign that they're not comfortable. They also aren't going to allow you to get too close. If you do that, they're gonna run off, just like any prey animal would in the presence of a predator. So instead, what I like to do is what we're doing right now. If I'm trying to close with an animal, I walk almost in a zigzag pattern perpendicular to the animal, and it's slow, and I try not to make a lot of eye contact with them. Kind of just look down, move slow, move away from them, move them towards, move away, move towards, and kind of work my way in. It's definitely a slow process, but it allows me to get substantially closer than you would if you were to beeline right at these animals. So just keep that in mind, I guess, if you're gonna try to close some distance, get up on an animal, especially if it's a prey animal. What a beautiful cow. There's 11 moose out here right now, and what's crazy is there's not a single calf. It's weird. I can't assume they'd all be bulls. That'd be crazy. I figured there'd be a calf. I don't know. Maybe like a yearling. Some of the females, I'm assuming, are pregnant. If they are out here. I mean, I'm sure it went down in the rut, but I don't know. We got some pretty pictures of her. She's mellowed out a little bit more, so let's move in a little bit closer and see how she reacts. She's let us get pretty close. She's about, I don't know, 15 meters in front of us right now. She's kind of just scanning the landscape and then back at us, and then scanning the landscape and then back at us. Another trick I do is I talk to the animals as I'm approaching, quietly, calmly. I want them to know that I'm there before I scare them or I shock them into seeing me. And then the first thing they want to do is jump up and run, because the last thing a predator would do would be to make noise, you know? You wouldn't see a wolf or a bear, you know, talking or humming or anything on their way up. So my thought process is I say, buff, buff. I know it's kind of funny, but I make noise. Buff, 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 quietly. And then, you know, progressively louder. And I get their attention, and at first they're kind of like, I don't know about this. But then as I get closer and I continue to say that, they know it's me. They know I'm not trying to spook them, or they know I'm not trying to stalk them. So it's worked for me. Like, I don't know if you found some rare animal that I would necessarily recommend blowing your cover. But we're in this giant open tundra. So these moose they're really good at spotting you far away. So if I ring the bell first and say, hey, I'm here, you know, buff, 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 they tend to, like that crow, they tend to respond to that pretty well. But let's just get a couple more pictures and then see if we can move closer. So moved up once again. She is probably one of the mildest tempered moose I've seen out here. Right now she's doing the same thing she's been doing for the last 20 minutes or so. Is she keeps eating snow and chewing on her food and then eating snow. And Buff, Buff, Buff. Yeah, she's not even looking anymore. She could care less. Trying to get some nice video for you guys to see of her, because she's just beautiful, especially in this golden light. She's a real pretty cow. Yeah, let's get some more. All right, so we've moved in even closer. Right now we're probably 10 meters. Really close enough that we can hear her chew. Check this out. Let me show you what it's looking like. Wonderful. Oh, we're gonna sit here for the next 5 or so minutes, and then I'm gonna push up again. She just she doesn't mind, so I guess we'll take advantage of it while we have it. The other moose, like I said, there was 11, have moved off a little ways away. She's sitting right next to a buddy. He's about 10 or 15 feet from her, and they're both just sitting down, hanging out, enjoying this beautiful sunset. Right now it's just about to crest behind the Alaskan range, and it's warm. There's no wind. I mean, no wind whatsoever. I don't know how many times I've been down here and it's this peaceful, but it's been a really nice evening. Let's see if she'll put up with us just a little bit more. All right, so I got as close as I'm willing to go right now. I don't know, 8 or 9 meters. I moved up a little bit more, and still no reaction from her. But I'm gonna get a couple more shots, take a little bit more video. Oh, hang on. Sit here for a little bit longer, and then we'll go ahead and we'll pack up and get out of here. We're fixing to lose light here in a little bit, and I don't foresee her moving anytime soon, so keeping the pressure on her right now does not really make any sense. We're not going to get any different shots than we already have. Not that they're not beautiful, it's just a couple thought processes on that, whether you should stay and hopefully, wait for something to happen. But I don't want to push her more than I have to. So let's get on out of here and give them a break. So the light is finally set over the Alaska range. We're gonna lose light pretty quickly now that we're back all the way out. Man, that was crazy. She was really, really mild-tempered. Didn't mind that we were there at all. But it was good. It's always nice when it works out like that, where you are glassing the tundra and you see some moose and they allow you to walk all the way up to them and spend a couple minutes with them. Didn't even have to bother them. Love it when it works out like that. Now that we stop moving though, it's cold again. Check the temperature right now, it's at -6, so it's not too bad. It's definitely not enjoyable, but it's not bad. It's kind of unseasonably warm, to be honest. But I had a blast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the pictures. Yeah, it was a pleasure. Hopefully we get to do it again soon. Cheers.